So in a world that this does catch on, let's say, so we become a cash and coinless society, like that's what will happen.
Hmm.
And the government will stop printing money.
Mm, well, maybe physically printing money, but they may not stop minting digital currency.
Right, right. So it's interesting. Like I love cash. I like having cash. I prefer it to to anything else because I'm like an old lady.
Okay.
Um, and I don't like technology to like rule my life. So although I do have a smartwatch, it's not connected to my phone. I only
Really?
use it for my steps and my sleep
Okay.
to monitor my health. So I think that it's such an interesting evolution, and I feel kind of like we're in this funny place as 30 somethings where we're on the cusp of this tech. It's like an opportunity in our generation where the technology is not too complicated for us to understand if we're willing to take the time to do it and do some research on it. And if we are, like, it's a big opportunity in our generation for people to get ahead if they can do a little dirty work right now and have some foresight and a long-term game mentality behind it.
Hmm.
I think that it's really really fascinating actually to start to see. So have you bought things online with cryptocurrency?
Yes, but not in any real way that I would. It's not like it's something I do daily or weekly or monthly even. Um, the biggest purchases I've made was paying for the master's degree in Bitcoin. Obviously, they practice what they preach and they accept Bitcoin as part of the enrollment, I guess, or whatever it was. So that was probably the only real purchase that I've made beyond buying it to hold it for the long term. Um, yeah.
Cool. And have you seen like more and more places offer like the ability to take it? It's really not something that we see around Moncton, New Brunswick
Yeah.
too much, but
Less so for that. And that's one of the like what a lot of people have a concern with is that there isn't necessarily a lot of places in the Western world that accept it. Like we have a very advanced and well-functioning banking system in North America. There's literally a bank on every corner. There's one for every color. Like if you don't like the red bank, go to the blue bank. The rates are all relatively low. They're open pretty decent hours. You can transact online relatively easy. So there's not as much need here for Bitcoin, and our inflation has generally been pretty low, like CPI of 1 or 2% or whatever the goals are. Now that hasn't stopped the price of housing from becoming like really unattainable for many young Canadians, but the perception is that the financial system in North America works mostly for most people. That's not the case in the rest of the world, and that's why Bitcoin is so cool because it can be whatever you need it to be or whatever you want it to be. And the Western usage case right now is that Bitcoin is a store of value more than it is a means of exchange. There are not every grocery store is priced in Bitcoin. There's not as many, say, unique or opportune things to buy with Bitcoin here. But in other countries, it is different. And there are other cryptocurrencies that may have more use in other countries because they offer different trade-offs of the Bitcoin protocol. So yeah, my use case is buy and hold for forever or for a long time. There's a meme that I saw maybe 2 years ago that said, "You mean someday I'll be able to sell my Bitcoin for $1 million?" It's the Morpheus meme, and he says, "No, someday you won't have to change it." So 5 or 10 years from now, you'll just natively transact in Bitcoin, or it will switch from Bitcoin to dollars instantly and pay the merchant in dollars. Whatever needs to happen, that's the whole point of the tech is it can be instantly switched and moved and traded
it's a different currency.
to whatever currency is required, whatever they would prefer to receive. and you'll pay some nominal transaction fee or exchange rate. And ideally, that will all happen for far less than the existing solutions.